Hey everybody, we're going to have a short video tonight. You'll have XOP Shooter RevStrat on the day setting up, UHS little 322 setting up, with BAX potential 322 setting up. So a few things. You're not going to have continuity. You'll have the day and 60 in your favor on most of that type of stuff. You will see in the energies also DVN, maybe a potential rev strat. So we'll see if anything starts negating that. Energies did trade higher today on energy numbers, did not hold on the XOPs, and OIH didn't really hold up as well. So a little bit of softness in there, but not reversals. On the crude oil side of things, looks like there was a gap after everything came out. So a little bit more choppy in the crude oil still. So we'll see. You can see if we look at the daily try though. As far as we know right now, they're trying to get back up and out of this thing that was back in here. So we'll see. As far as what happened today, Q's got killed. 2-2 week down. Gap down sell. Why does it sell? Because it's nowhere near recovering. It never went 2 up 60 until like the fourth 60 of the day, and it was already bright red. So what do? Well, you look at the SMH because that's part of the Q's. And then you short the inside 60 down right there, and it drops $6. It's a 2-2 week 322, and did we know about that? We did. The weekend video. Probably should watch that. The magnitude got hit, and that changes the monthly group to red, changing what we know to be true, and therefore, I know this try looks stupid, but it does change what we know to be true up here. So we'll just be aware of that. It hasn't changed it does change the quarter as well. So unlike back in here, the quarter, we're potentially going to have this PMG to start coming back through in here. So we'll keep an eye on that if it stays below 256. You'll also be able to go after the tech because tech was also like that. We talked about that on the weekend vid as well. So what do you normally go after? Well, if you got an MU, it was an inside week down, which took the month down here at 125.70. Therefore, it trades lower. And it's not back into this try yet. So we're aware of that, but we might stop some of these guys out and then we'll see. If you go to QCOM, it also took the month 2-2 down. Why is that important? Because we are now reclaiming the previous highs. Therefore, we're back through a previous range, and that's a bad thing for anyone that's long QCOM. So we want to know about that below 194.18, just about. You can also go after things like LRCX, which we talked about on the weekend vid, because it goes 2 up in red at the top of the broadening formation, timing the signals with the broadening formation when that goes in force. At that point, the in-force signal occurs with full time from continuity down. It did occur on the gap, gapping to the downside. Therefore, when this goes corrective 60, it sets up actionable signals for you. In this case, potentially this 30 signal did not work for you. There's the 222 in here, and that does work. If you go down to a lower time frame, you can see there's some nice triangle out here, does come back, and then 225ers in here. And the round 132s in there, and some more threes. It's a little bit more of a choppy mess. What we got after today was Marvel. Why did we go after Marvel? Because everything was gapping down. This one had a 3 in green on the day, and it opened as a 2 to the downside here, below 72.39. That's a 3-2 rev strat reversal. If you go to the week, it causes the 2-2 week after making new highs on the week. We don't have a lower low to draw from for the broadening formation. Therefore, they're going to make one. If we go to the 60, we had the actionable inside 60 add or entry long or short into the move, and down they go. There's also AMD. We talked about this one as well. We mentioned the 225er here. Why? Because it broke down inside down and then triangle out. Did not come back above the equilibrium. Therefore, they agreed on price here. Buyers were not strong enough to get it back above that. Sellers were still here. So they go 225er. We can add or get short and then hold that short all day. Why? Because on the week, it opens as a 3-2-2 to the downside with a magnitude to go $19.58. So if we go on the day, it opens in force, then it trades red and goes lower. Why did it close at the lows after opening at the highs? Because anyone that was long in here, anyone that was trying to buy the dip in here, got killed. And we're going down there, 153. If we go to Meta is also 3-2-2 week down, just getting murdered in here. Goes outside month and changes the quarterly magnitude. 2 up in red quarter, and this may be a good thing to know because you're at the top of your broadening formation, and that changes the quarterly continuity from the top of the range. So much like when this changes continuity, and this changes continuity, this changes continuity if it stays below that. So we'd like to know. You also see Apple, which is a little bit stronger, still a 2 up, still green on the month, very green on the quarter. but it is 2 up in red, so holding up better, but still coming in a little bit. And then Google, 2-2 week PMG. So Google negates the month, potentially pivot machine gun through these guys if it stays down and below this stuff around 182.74. So we'll keep an eye on that. As far as setups go into tomorrow, though, IWM, you'll have a shooter in here, so we want to pay attention to that, see if that starts changing things. Industrials, you'll have the inside day. Transports, you'll have the inside day. Home builders, you'll have the inside day. So you're seeing a trend there, I hope. And therefore, if we go and take a look at any of that stuff, if we go to the cyclicals, which includes the home builders, you can see inside days in here. You'll have, and let me make sure to remove duplicates. You'll have Lennar. You'll have FUM, which is PHM. So 2 inside days in there in the home builders, and then a lot of cyclical stuff in there as well. Industrials, you're going to have 19 inside days across the airline companies, some defense companies, some transportation companies. So across the board in the industrials. And then I don't believe we have another way to scan that for the transports, but transports are also inside. So we'll keep an eye on that stuff, and we'll just be scanning to see, do we get simultaneous breaks tomorrow? Because you got tons of industrials, you have a ton of cyclical, and therefore those inside bars will matter for us tomorrow. So I don't want to get too specific here, because really what I'm going to do tomorrow is I'm going to keep an eye on PayX, because, we nailed that. 3122. I'm going to keep an eye on DE because we nailed that too. I'm going to keep an eye on ADP, nailed that too. And any of the other ones like CSX also going to be in there with an inside day. Still going on the hammer month. And there's also JBHT mentioned yesterday. With the earnings, you got the nice kicking pattern, so we'll see if that follows through. But that's going to be about it from me tonight. We'll see what the gap list has, and we'll see where the simultaneous breaks are going tomorrow morning. The only other thing I can cover here is today we did see AbbVie break 2-2 day and take the week 302 up from the weekend vid, which caused the month to go green. So you got this really big candle. You can see $6. And that got the healthcares moving a bit. So those healthcares are still pretty strong, with the Dow Jones being pretty strong, with the financials being pretty strong, which did we know about the financials right here off the inside day? We did. So up they go. And outside of that stuff, if you have a really good week, you don't have to trade every day. So I'm going to get on tomorrow. Low stress day. We'll see what they bring with the rest of the week and if they continue to confirm. But I hope you guys had a good trading week, followed the weekend vid, and were able to do well. If you didn't, maybe you can ask some questions in the comments, and I'll try to get to those. But that's going to be it from me tonight. So I'll see everyone in stat bright and early tomorrow morning. We'll see what we got moving, and that will be it. Adios, and have a great rest of your night.